As we get ready for the Regional 1 in Albany, maybe the least intriguing of all of the 1 seeds, Charlie, your number 1 overall seed. I know this is going to shock you, but it is the undefeated South Carolina Gamecocks. They are your number 1 overall seed, 4th straight year as a 1 seed, and you see the celebration right there.
Here's the thing, just because we all knew this was coming, it doesn't make it any less impressive what South Carolina has been able to do. 7 players over 8 points, the depth, the speed, the skill, the athleticism. They've got inside play, they've got outside play, they have 3-point shooting. I can't find a hole when I look at this South Carolina team. It's been remarkable.
They'll put their 32-game win streak up against the test when they face in the first round the winner of Sacred Heart Pioneers and Presbyterian, who are making their very first NCAA tournament appearance, their first 20-win season since joining Division I. Those two will battle out for a chance to face South Carolina in that first round. All right, you ready for the 8-9 matchup? Your 8 seed, North Carolina Tar Heels, making their 29th NCAA tournament appearance. They lost 3 of their last 4 games entering the tournament. They will face number 9 seeded Michigan State. 22 wins, the program's most in a season since 2015-16. You see the reaction there.
Look, that's going to be a great battle between those two. Similar styles, up and down. Congratulations.
Moving on to Regional 1 in Albany, your 4-13 matchup. Number 4, Indiana. 4th straight year as a 4 seed or higher. Prior to that stretch, they've never been a 4 seed or higher. You see the reaction. It takes a second. There's a little bit of a delay.
Wait for it.
There it is. Yes. They're facing Fairfield. That's who they're facing, the Fairfield Stags. Their 6th NCAA tournament appearance. They have a 29-game win streak, second longest active win streak in D1, only trailing the aforementioned South Carolina.
Congratulations to Carly Tebow and her staff and the entire team for the NCAA tournament.
All right. How about your 5-12 matchup? Number 5 seed Oklahoma Sooners. 3rd straight season with 20-plus wins, their longest 20-win streak since going 3 straight from 2014 to 17. You know, last year was all about the gritty. I think we saw it no less than 45 times. A very, muted response to these ladies this year. They're kind of enjoying themselves and relaxing. They'll face Florida Gulf Coast as a 12 seed in the Regional 1 in Albany. They also were a 12 seed last year. They beat a 5 seed Washington State in the round of 64, so certainly Oklahoma on upset alert there. Do they realize that we called on them yet? Florida Gulf, there you go. Your 3-14 matchup in Regional 1 in Albany is Oregon State. 5th time as a 3 seed or higher, 6-6 against AP-ranked teams this season. And as the 14th seed, they'll be facing Eastern Washington Eagles.
You see how Oregon State stands up, all the size,
all at the same time. There's so much of that.
It's unbelievable.
And there you go. Look at the reaction from the Eagles here. 29 wins, program single season record, most in Big Sky history. Congratulations, Lady Youth are dancing.
Oregon State, like you said, Drea, they've got size, and Reagan Beard's back inside in the middle. They can shoot the 3, spread the floor, and they're very disciplined.
Outstanding defensive team who controls tempo.
Let's get your 6-11 matchup in the Regional 1 in Albany. It's Nebraska. 6-2 in their last 8 games entering the NCAA tournament. Made it to the Big Ten championship game. Lost, of course, to Iowa in OT. They'll be facing as the 11 seed the Texas A&M Aggies. 2nd season under Joni Taylor. What a matchup.
Look at this. This is the loudest scream that we have. This is an A&M team that competed with South Carolina in the SEC tournament. If they can build off of that momentum, carry it into the tournament, they can be on the lookout for some good things.
That's the reaction of a team that wasn't sure they were getting.
Yeah.
Certainly our 2-15 matchup. Notre Dame knew they were getting in, especially after winning the ACC tournament their first time under Coach Neil Ivey. They are your 2 seed in Regional 1 in Albany, and they'll be facing Kent State Golden Flash, who are making their 2nd straight 20-win season.
And in terms of Notre Dame, interested to find out what Kylie Watson's status is. She got injured in the ACC semifinal game. Notre Dame played 6 players in the ACC championship.
They played motivated. They played for Kylie Watson. That's how they won that
championship. There was only 6 of them. Hopefully they have 7. Hopefully they get back to 7.
They've certainly had to learn how to overcome injuries in the NCAA tournament. Your 7-10 matchup, number 7 Ole Miss Rebels made the Sweet 16 last year as an 8 seed. It was the first time making the Sweet 16 since 07.
very intrigued by a possible Ole Miss Notre Dame round 2 game. I know I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've got to start thinking about, even as we get into the weekend next weekend, and this one could be a really, really good round 2.
But who's the 10 seed?
Correct. Their opponent may have something to say about that. Your 10 seed Marquette Golden
Marquette said,
Eagles.
hold on now.
Hold on now. You got to get past us. There we go. We love it. They've never made it past the second round in the previous 14 appearances. Certainly they're looking to do that as they'll place Ole Miss in the first round. So again, a look at your Regional 1 in Albany, the first bracket to be revealed. Let's just go big picture here when you're sort of thinking about CP. What stands out to you the most?
Well, I've got to go back to last year's Final Four. And remember when Iowa waved off Raven Johnson? What'd she say she was on? A revenge tour. And that's how motivated this South Carolina team has played all season long. Number 1 in the country in scoring margin. They're one of the tops in the country in rebounding margin. And you know what they've added? That three-point shooting. They are number 3 in the country, three-point percentage, and having Tahina Paopao has been a great addition, and that really opens up the lane so the post can go to work, and South Carolina, they can score it from the perimeter.
You know, the revenge tour, we call that demon time these days. She's on demon time. That's what we're going to call that. Going into the tournament. Yeah, write it down.
Say that on St. Patrick's
Write it down. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So when we think about South Carolina kind of being the measuring stick, the 2 players that I'm interested in this region faced South Carolina and played really well. Hannah Hidalgo early in the season when we were in Paris put up 31 points against South Carolina. Aisha Coulibaly for Texas A&M put up 32 points against South Carolina. Both in losing efforts, but both of those teams have gotten so much better this season. So I'm excited to see those 2 players potentially lead their team in the tournament.
Yeah, and if this region does go chalk, it would be interesting to see a rematch of South Carolina and Notre Dame. You mentioned that the game that they had this year in Paris, but certainly South Carolina is the team who can go into every single matchup thinking we play our best, we're winning this game.